All right. I'll do a little bit of introduction about myself. My name is Adeza Suleiman. I'm a technology expert with over a decade experience cutting across data analytics, management consulting, data science, data engineering. Just like so many of you, my first degree was in industrial chemistry. So this means I did not study anything computer science. I did not study anything technology in the university, but I transitioned from industrial chemistry into data analytics. And like they say, the rest is history. Okay, I'm the founder of Tenalytics, and using Tenalytics as a platform, we've been able to help over 4,000 people with no prior experience in the tech ecosystem. We've helped them land their very first jobs across multiple regions, from the US to the UK, across Canada, across Africa, Africans in Africa, Africans in the diaspora, and so on and so forth. Okay, I currently work and I live in Canada. I live in Alberta, Canada, Calgary to be specific. And I currently work as a data analytics and engineering contractor. I've lived in the UK. I've worked in the UK as a data science consultant. And I've worked remotely back when I was in Nigeria, working remotely for companies in the US as a data science consultant. I've worked with one of the largest privately owned energy conglomerates in sub-Saharan Africa as a data analyst, a management information systems analyst. And I've also worked with FITC, owned by the Bankers Committee at the Central Bank of Nigeria. My experience spans across multiple sectors, from sports to educational technology to automobile and so on and so forth. And I'll be showing you today, I currently reside in Alberta, Canada, like I mentioned earlier, and I'll be showing you exactly how I was able to transition from management consulting to data analytics, how I was able to move from somebody who studied industrial chemistry to transitioning into data analytics. And I'll show you exactly how you can do the same. And more importantly, I'll show you how you can relocate from Nigeria for those of you that want to move abroad. What skills do you need to learn? And apart from just the skills, what else do you need to put in place to ensure that you are able to make that jump? And for us at Tenalytics, Tenalytics is the leading educational technology company, and the focus for us is to help people land high-paying jobs across the tech ecosystem, focusing on specific areas within tech, especially the areas within AI, data analytics, AI data analytics, AI automation engineering, and so on and so forth. Tenalytics is based in Alberta, Canada, and also London in the UK. All right. And over the last 5 years, we've been able to help over 4,000 people, just like you, with no prior knowledge, no prior experience, to land their very first jobs in tech. We've helped nurses become AI data analysts. We've helped bankers become AI automation specialists, logistics manager become AI automation engineers. And I'll share some of those success stories today. We have over 182 full-time employees and access to over 300 industry experts. And the reason these guys exist is to ensure that you have a smooth sailing journey from where you are as a newbie, as a beginner. These professionals and industry experts will take you from where you are to where you need to be and how to land a job in any of these areas. And I'm going to highlight a couple of these areas and the areas you should focus on if you want to land a job very fast. Okay, you want to work remotely, you want to earn in dollars and spend in naira, you want to earn in euros and spend in naira. So how do you get to do that? What skills do you need to learn? And that's why we are all here today. So if you're excited to be here, I want you to give me your favorite emoji once more. Give me a thumbs up, give me an emoji if you're excited to be in this session today. Fantastic. Absolutely phenomenal. So let's get to the first question of the day. Now, my first question for you is, you want to set up a shop. You're considering setting up a shop somewhere, okay? And you're considering different places. And part of the places you are considering to setting up your shop is location A. Location A, you can see what it looks like. You have different buildings where you can get a shop or a store, all right? And you have location B as well. You have different buildings where you can get a shop or you can get a store. My question to you is, where would you set up your shop? Looking at these two pictures, would you choose location A or would you choose location B to setting up your shop? So type into the chat, which location would you choose to set up your shop, A or B? Basi says B. Let's get the feedback coming in. Glory says B. Ojo says B. Latif says B. Austin says B. I want to hear from one person, okay? Or just type in the chat, all right? Just in case you can't unmute yourself. Why location B? Somebody tell me, why are you choosing location B? Why not any other location? Why B? Solomon says, because there are more people and potential customers. Fantastic. So you have a lot of people, which means somebody is definitely going to branch into your shop. Your customers would likely be among those people, right? Absolutely phenomenal. Let's get more feedback. Buluatife says it's populated with potential customers. Absolutely fantastic. Now, why am I showing you this? Everybody has said B. Nobody chose A. Nobody chose A simply because here you have fewer potential customers, okay? Few people, which means fewer potential customers. But where you have a massive audience, just like you have in location B, it means that your potential customers would be among the people in location B. And this is very instructive and very important. For people trying to get jobs, for people wanting employers to see them, potential employers. So I want you to look at these people as potential employers, not potential customers. Look at them as your potential employers. You have a street where so many potential employers pass through that street. And there is a tendency that they would look for you because you have a shop on that street. That is how people land jobs. That's the first thing I want you to understand. So looking at this picture now, you can see that rather than customers, you have potential employers. You can see them, the HR recruiters, the talents sourcing specialist, you have the HR recruitment consultants, and all these people are looking for potential candidates. They want to hire, potential candidates to come into the organization. If you know where employers are looking, if you know the roles employers are looking for, you know the skills employers want, all you need to do is key into those skills, learn those skills, and set up shop on that street. And when you do that, what happens? The employers would find you. That's very important. That's the first point I want to make today. Don't get into a career path where you rarely see employers passing through that street. A lot of people make this mistake. They choose a career path that is either not high in demand or is declining in demand. And when you find yourself in a career path that is declining in demand, what you are simply doing is you are setting up shop on street A. But when you get into a career path that has massive demand, a lot of people are on that street. A lot of potential employers are on that street looking for candidates. You make it 10 times easier for you to get a job because employers are already looking for you. You set up shop, you set up your store on a street employers are currently looking for. Now, that street right now is AI. There is a massive demand for AI talents, a massive demand, and you can all see it. Everybody here, I can bet, uses one particular large language model or the other. You are using Claude, or you use ChatGPT, or you use Gemini. You use different AI tools. And you hear there's a lot of buzz around AI today. And the reason why you have a lot of buzz is simply because this is a new technology that is starting to gain a lot of attraction and demand, and organizations are hiring for talents to fit into these roles. But the problem is, organizations are struggling to find talent. 72% of employers cannot find the AI talents that they need today. And when I say AI talent, I don't mean talents that know how to use, that can write prompts in ChatGPT, or that can use Claude and so on. Talents that can build AI solutions, talents that can automate workflows, talents that can improve the efficiency of an organization. They have those skills. They can use different tools like N8N to automate workflows. They can use different tools like Airflow. They can use Flowwise. They can use Bricks AI to automate their dashboarding as AI data analysts, and so on and so forth. 72% of employers cannot find that talent. And because of this, there is a massive shortage in the market. All right? 41 countries have reported these shortages, and I'll share them with you. I'll share these countries that have reported this shortage. So what this means is, apart from employers that are looking for you, for candidates that have AI skills, countries are also looking for you. And when you have a high demand like this, it means there's an easy pathway for you to get these jobs, because employers would lower the bar for you to get in. Employers would reduce the requirements for you to get a job, because they want talents that can get that job done for them. Okay, so the demand is massive. That's the first thing we want to establish. The UK, for example, currently have a massive, significant shortage of AI talents. So what this means is, if I want to get a job in the UK working remotely, one of the roles I should target today is an AI related role. And I've kept some links right here to show you some analysis done by the Department of Science, Innovation and Technology in the UK. If I click on this link, for example, it takes me to the reports, the gov.uk website. So you can see the research and analysis done by the Department of Science, Innovation and Technology. And one of the things you'd see right here is the reported skill gap as it stands is significant. There's a skill gap today in the UK. And what's that skill gap? The skill gap is people without AI skills. 97% of respondents surveyed identified at least one gap in skills in the AI labor market. And this is a report that clearly shows you that the UK today has a massive talent shortage, not just talent in any area, but talent in AI. And a full department released a report in January this year showing that massive gap. So if I live in the UK today, one thing I'll do is get into AI. If I'm not in the UK and I want to get a job in the UK working remotely, or I want to get a job in the UK when I move to the UK, or get a job from Nigeria that would sponsor me to move to the UK, I want to get into AI because of the massive shortage. The same exists in the US. The United States today, their employment projection, and the US is the leader when it comes to AI. Okay, all the top AI companies, Anthropic, OpenAI, Google, they're all in the US. Okay, and the US employment projection clearly shows that AI roles would continue to see tremendous growth compared to any other occupation. I also kept a link for you to access that report, okay, and see what it looks like. Essentially, if I click on this, for example, I'm not going to take time here, but if you click on that, you would see the report that shows the projection of AI roles. This was released sometime last month. And it shows that because of the increasing use of AI, information technology, this would boost the demand for talents within that space. Okay, it's an interesting read. You want to get into that. But what am I showing you essentially? Before you move into a career path, remember, you want to build your shop or your store on that street that has massive demand, on that street with potential employers, on that street with your potential customers. Okay, and of course, if we go to Canada, Canada actually released a strategy pathway over the next 5 years. Canada is currently looking for 250,000 AI related jobs. Okay, they want to fill 250,000 AI related jobs, which means they need talents to fill these particular roles. So for those of you looking for PR today, I bet you that one of the easiest pathways for you to get into Canada, get a job in an organization in Canada, is to showcase that you have AI skills. Because the Prime Minister literally came up with a strategy on how they want to get this done. Okay. And again, once again, if you click on the link, it takes you to that. I'll just show you what it looks like. Okay. If you click on the link, it takes you to that strategy document and shows you where Canada is headed. So this was the Prime Minister's brief on AI strategy. This came out in June 2024, just about 2-3 months ago. Okay, about 2 months ago. All right. And it clearly shows you the investments Canada is making, this time not as an employer, but as a country. Over $200 billion invested into AI to do what? Create 250,000 AI related roles. Now, if I know that my customers are on a particular street, and I know that these potential employers are looking for particular type of skills, then it's a no-brainer that I want to go there. I want to be on that street so that I get noticed and so that these organizations, these countries can open up a pathway for me to get in and even get a job. All right? If I know what employers want and I know what these countries want, then all I need to do is to give it to them. So we know that the demand is high. We know that 72% of employers cannot find talent. We know that Canada is currently building 250,000 new AI-related roles. We know the UK has a talent shortage when it comes to AI. But what area of AI, what aspect of AI, what skills do I need to know? What skills do I need to learn? If I know these skills and I learn these skills, it means I can get jobs in these countries, or I can get remote roles. I can live in my country and get jobs in these areas, or I can simply get a job that would give me the opportunity, sponsor me to relocate to that country. What do I need to get these opportunities? And like I mentioned at the beginning of our session today, I'll show you 3 people that did exactly what I've just said. They had no skills, they had no knowledge of anything AI. They came to Tenalytics business. One of them joined AI data analytics. The other one joined AI automation engineering. And guess what? They completed their program. One of them got a job with a company in Canada. Another one got a job with a company in Spain. Another one got a job with a company in the UK. How did they do it? I'm going to show you exactly how they did it and what you also need to do. All right. So the first thing you want to do, I've mentioned it, but I'm just going to repeat it one more time. You must learn the high demand AI skills that are eligible for remote opportunities. And this takes us back to how we started. That street that had a lot of people, the demand is high. So I must learn the skills that are in high demand. I must build my shop, or I must build my store. I must rent a store in this particular street. You all chose B, 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 B. The reason why I must be there is because the demand is high. So I must get into a high demand career path. So the question is, Adeza, what are the high demand career paths? And I'm going to share them with you today. Okay. And these are career paths that are beginner friendly, which means you don't need to have prior knowledge, prior background for you to get in. And like I mentioned earlier, I did industrial chemistry. Right out of the university, I got a job as a management consultant. But because I got into a career path that was beginner friendly, I was able to transition. My industrial chemistry background did not hold me back. So some of you studied psychology, you studied Yoruba in the university, you studied something totally different from any of these areas I'll be sharing. But what I want you to know is, irrespective of what you studied, medicine, you studied nursing, you studied estate management, you studied business administration, it doesn't matter. These are career paths you can get into. And number one is the AI Data and HR Analytics program. AI, data, and HR analytics. So I want to be a data analyst that knows how to use AI to make my job a lot easier, to make my job a lot faster, to make my job a lot seamless. I can build that dashboard in 10 minutes or 5 minutes. I can clean my data and automate the process of getting my data to building a dashboard. I can do that in 5 minutes using artificial intelligence. Then I want to get into this career path. And remote roles, if I live in Lagos, for example, or I live in Abuja, I live in Anambra, it doesn't matter where I live. Remotely, you can earn about $2,000 to $5,000 per month. $2,000 to $5,000 per month as an AI data analyst or AI HR analyst. Okay, so this is the first career path I want to recommend. And again, for you to get access to all my slides, to click on the link that I have on this slide that I've shown you so far. And at the end of the session, make sure you fill the attendance. Don't forget, so you have access and you don't miss out on anything. All right. So make a note of these career paths. And I want to know the ones you're interested in. Okay. But first of all, make a note. My colleagues would share the link of the attendance in the chat. Tolulope, go to the chat, you'd see Tolulope sending a post, sending the link, click on the link, and you have access to the form. Fill the attendance form. Is a very short form so that you don't miss out on any of the materials. Okay, so the AI data analyst, the AI HR analyst. Then you have the AI business analyst and the AI project manager. So this is a combination of the AI business analyst and project manager. All right, and you're looking at anything from $1,800 per month to $4,500 per month. And the salary range or compensation can depend on the industry, the country, the role you got, and how well you are able to negotiate. And the third career path I'll be recommending, which is one of my favorites, is what? AI automation engineering. These are professionals that automate workflows. They automate the way we do things. You can click a button and things happen for you. These are AI automation engineers. They build workflows that run 24/7 on autopilot. And you can earn $2,500 per month, so about $6,000 per month. And these are the three career paths that I'd recommend to anyone who wants to get a job that is in high demand, key into the demand for AI talents today. So you don't want to be that person that says, I know how to use AI, but all you do is to create videos, you post on Instagram, and you write prompts to generate videos and photos, and that's what you do using AI. No, you want to learn how to build workflows. And I'll show you a particular workflow that you're going to build. One of our experts is on the call, and it's going to show you something exciting in AI automation, how to automate a process. Okay, and you get to see how exciting that is. But these are the three career paths, and I want you to type into the chat. Okay, just type into the chat, which of these career paths are you interested in? I'm going to break them down for you. Okay, the AI data analyst, what you get to learn, the AI automation engineer, what you get to learn, the AI business analyst and project manager, what you also stand to learn. I'll break it down for you one after the other, but I want you to type into the chat which of these three career paths are you interested in or considering. Just type in the chat. I'd like to know your thoughts. Solomon says AI automation engineering. Fantastic. Cecilia, AI business analysis and project management. AI business analysis and project management from Serena. Absolutely phenomenal. And like I mentioned, when you get to see the interesting things you'd learn and the amazing stuff you'd also get to build, maybe one or two of you will change your mind at the end of the day. Okay, so AI data analysts from Faith. Olatubosun says AI business analyst and project manager. Edu says AI data and HR analytics. Latif, AI automation engineering. Fantastic. Golden, AI, HR analytics. Shegun, AI automation engineer. Phenomenal. All right. So let's start from the first one, which is AI data analytics and HR analytics. So what do I stand to learn, or what do I stand to gain? What do I do for businesses as an AI data analyst? Okay. So for the AI data analyst, what do? You use data and AI tools to find patterns and answer business questions. Every business wants to know what happened and why did it happen. Any business whatsoever. All right, you're in Nigeria, for example, GT Bank. GT Bank wants to know what happened between Q1 and Q2 across all the branches in Nigeria. How many new customers did we get? Okay, that is what happened. Now, they might see that in Q1, Q2, Q3, maybe in Q1, they got 2,000 new customers. And I'm just using this as an example. In Q2, they got 6,000 new customers. That is what happened in GT Bank. But GT Bank wants to know a little bit more. They want to know, why did we have an increase from 2,000 customers to 6,000 between Q1 and Q2? So what happened and why did it happen? So as an AI data analyst, what do? You get the data from all the branches, the entire GT Bank operations, and you use AI tools and data tools like Excel, like Power BI, like Quadratic, Julius AI, and so on and so forth, to analyze the data and come up with answers and say that this is what happened from Q1 to Q2, and this is why it happened. And you give recommendations for us to grow our customer base from 6,000 in Q2 to 10,000 in Q3. This is what we must do. This is what we need to do. That's your role as an AI data analyst. So in simple terms, an AI data analyst explains what the data means. You look at the data and you use that to explain what the data actually says. All right. And for you to become an AI data analyst, what do you have to learn? You have to learn different tools and technologies. You're going to learn how to use Zapier, for example, to automate a process, simple automations. Maybe data comes into a particular folder or comes into your email every Monday. How do you get that data and clean the data, prepare the data for analysis? You'd learn how to use Zapier to automate processes, create automations. You'd learn how to use Excel and Copilot. You'd learn how to use that for analysis, where rather than using Excel the conventional way, you get to learn how to use Copilot as an AI tool, an AI assistant, to help you automate the process and get things done a lot faster. You become more efficient. That's what I want you to know when it comes to using AI. You get to use Copilot as well with Power BI for your dashboarding, your data visualizations, and so on and so forth. You're going to learn how to use tools like Gamma AI to create management ready reports. So maybe you report to the chief marketing officer, you report to the CHRO, you report to your executive director, and you want to create reports that are executive level, and you want to do that in the shortest time possible. You can do that using Gamma. So once you've analyzed your data, you want to visualize in a presentation format. Gamma AI helps you do that seamlessly. All right, you're going to build dashboard with Power BI, like I mentioned. You're also going to do what? Use tools, different AI tools like Quadratic to analyze your data very fast. How do I analyze data with just a simple prompt? How do I analyze data without having to, spend hours in Excel or Power BI and in SQL and so on and so forth? You're also going to learn how to use Julius AI to summarize data, Zebra AI, Bricks AI, and these are AI tools that enable you get your data in, analyze the data, visualize the data, summarize the data, and also present your data. And I'm emphasizing on these AI tools simply because they help you do things a lot faster. So even if you're a data analyst today, you'd be a data analyst that is more efficient if your counterparts take 5 hours to clean data and get that data for reporting. You are doing it in 20 minutes. Why? Because you know how to use Quadratic, Julius AI, Zebra AI, Bricks AI. You know how to automate your process using Zapier, N10. You get to learn how to use large language models like ChatGPT for analytics. Okay, and these are the things you're going to learn how to do as an AI data analyst. These are the tools and technologies you would learn. So if you're a data analyst today, and I'll show you the lady that got a job in Spain. She was already a data analyst, but she never knew AI. Okay, she didn't know how to use Quadratic, Julius, Zebra AI, Bricks AI, Gamma AI, Zapier to automate, N10 to automate. She knew Excel, she knew Power BI, she knew SQL. So what did she do? She came to us, we taught her these AI tools. Today, she works for a company in Spain. She works remotely in Nigeria, and she earns tremendous salary. And she just got that job in the month of April 2026, just a few months ago. And I'll share her story with you. All right. Then you have the AI for business analysts and project manager. Okay, so some of you mentioned you'd like to get into this area. Now, what do you do for businesses? What do you do for your organization as an AI business analyst and project manager? You identify problems that exist in businesses, and then you identify how to solve these problems using what? AI tools. How do I solve a process optimization process? Okay, so let's assume you work for a hospital. In that hospital, when patients come in, the patients would have to fill a form, and it's a paper form. It's very manual. All right, and a human being would have to take that paper and try to, impute the data into a computer, a spreadsheet. So the patient has filled on a paper, but we need to analyze the patient data, and we cannot analyze the data from a paper. So somebody needs to get that data from paper into digital, which is getting it from paper into a spreadsheet in a computer. So that's a manual process. And because we always have to do this, it takes us 48 hours to impute data that patients have filled on a paper form. So as a business analyst, what do? You come in and you look at the fact that 48 hours to impute data is just a lot of time. We are not efficient. We're not spending our time doing the things we need to do. We need to reduce this from 48 hours to what? 5 minutes. And how do we do this? You've identified the problem. 48 hours manual filling of forms. How do I solve the problem? You use AI to solve it. By doing what? Building an automated form. So you build a simple application, And whenever a patient comes into the hospital, they are given a tab with that application and they get to fill their details in, and automatically it is digital. They don't need to fill a form anymore. And you build that app using AI tools. And some of these apps or some of these solutions might require projects. Okay, you might need to build or manage a project because it's going to cost money. You have a budget and so on. And that's why understanding project management is very important. So once you've identified that we need to build this app or solution to reduce the time it takes for people to fill a form from 48 hours, which is 2 days, to only 5 minutes. It might require you working with other team members. It might require you working with a software developer. It might require you working with the entire hospital administration, the administrative staff, and so on and so forth. And that's where your project management skills become very important. Okay, so what do you learn? You get to learn how to use Jira and AI within Jira to track deliverables, to ensure that everything that needs to be done on that project in building that solution, you can track it and see where we are falling short, and you can also see where there is a gap. You need to know how to draw and map out processes using tools like draw.io, using tools like my map AI. You get to learn how to use ClickUp end-to-end to automate your workflow. So when you're monitoring projects and reporting on that project, you can automate that project, automate the workflow using tools like end-to-end. You can automate your modeling. You can automate your workflows using tools like my map AI, using tools like Copilot, and so on and so forth. You also get to learn how to use Notion as an AI business analyst, AI project manager. Now, the beauty about this is I could have project management certification today. Maybe I have PMP or I have Prince 2 for those who are in the UK or planning to work in the UK, and so on and so forth. However, I don't know how to use AI as a project manager. And I know that for me to be competitive in today's job market, I need to add AI to my skills. This is the best program for you. For those of you that have no experience, you want to get into AI project management, AI business analysis, this is also the best program for you as well. And then we have, last but not the least, one of my favorite career paths is the AI automation engineer. As an AI automation engineer, you're going to see the amazing stuff that you get to build in the next 5-10 minutes. Okay, so I have one of my colleagues on the call, Alim. Alim is going to come up and show you the type of things you build using different tools as an AI automation engineer. All right, as an AI automation engineer, what do? You automate workflows, you build systems that use AI to complete tasks that are repetitive. So there's something that is repetitive. Customers are always asking question A, question B, and question C. Rather than always having to answer those questions, can we build a chatbot that can answer those questions continuously, repetitively? I don't have to be there to answer those questions because I've built an automation to solve that problem. All right, that's what an AI automation engineer does. They build solutions that use AI to complete tasks that are repetitive. So you get to learn how to use Zapier to automate processes. You learn Gemini, Airtable, Flowise, Anything for workflow automation, webhooks, Streamlit to deploy your projects, API, learn how to connect with different APIs to bring your solution to life. You build real employees, but these employees are not human beings. You build agents that can solve problems for you. Okay, and you're going to see the amazing stuff on how you're going to build some of these type of projects. All right, you use Anything to automate your workflows. You want somebody, an assistant, to always summarize your emails for you. You want an assistant to automate your response to specific type of emails. You can build that assistant yourself. You can train an AI model on your internal documents, company documents. So you work in the marketing department, you work in energy department, you work in sales. You have specific documents within that department that you want to use and ask questions, and it gives you answers based on years and years and years of documents that have been created. You can build an AI that can learn those documents for you, and you can ask questions and it gives you results and gives you answers based on what you've done. Okay, so these are the type of things you get to learn. You can create those things using systems and tools like Flowise, Airtable, and so on and so forth. But the beauty about the work that you do is you automate the process end to end. All right, now I'm going to show you somebody, because the question is, Adeza, you said a lot of things. You've shown us 3 career paths: AI data analyst and HR analyst, AI business analyst and project manager, and AI automation engineer. Are there people that have learned these skills and today they have gotten jobs? Absolutely. That's what I want to show you next. And then I'm going to bring my colleague to show you some of the projects we're going to work on. All right. One of them is Olusegun. He's one of the 3 people I'll show you today. Olusegun got a job with a company in Canada. The same month, he completed his program with us. Olusegun was an operations manager for a logistic company in Lagos, and his background was in finance. So Olusegun had not done anything automation. He had not done anything AI before. So what did he do? He came to us in November 2025. He joined the AI automation engineering program, and he completed his program in January this year, 2026. The same month he completed his program, he landed a job with a company based in Canada as an AI automation engineer and technical assistant. That's a screenshot of his LinkedIn profile. He worked as an AI automation engineer and technical assistant from January 2026 to April 2026. It was a 4-month contract. And what Olusegun focused on doing was, within the 4 months, he earned a lot of money to set up his own AI automation company. So Olusegun has his own company today called Luxeron AI Studio. He set it up in April. And this is somebody who he worked in operations as an operations manager for a company in Lagos in logistics, no experience in AI. He learned AI within the space of 3 months, 2 to 3 months, completed the program and got a job. He lived in Lagos, but worked for a company in Canada. He lived in Lagos, he spent in Naira, he earned in dollars. He saved up money and he used that to start up his own company where he helps other businesses to automate their processes. That's a tremendous feat. And I want you to listen to Olusegun yourself. I'm going to play Olusegun's video for 2 minutes, and I'm going to come back and we're going to look at a live AI project. Okay, live AI role. First of all, we'll look at a role of an AI automation engineer, the type of job that Olusegun got. We'll look at one in the UK, London in the UK. This company, Geomic, is currently recruiting for an AI automation engineer. And I want you to look at the requirements, what they want, what the person would be doing. And you get to realize that that is exactly what Olusegun did. That is exactly what I just explained. An AI automation engineer is a professional who uses AI, different AI tools to automate workflows, to ensure that things run 24/7, even when you are not there. Okay, but before we get to that, I want you to listen to Olusegun very quickly, and then I'll come back and I'll show you the amazing project that we will be looking at today. So I'm going to play the video and stop. If you can hear Olusegun, if it's loud and clear, just give me the thumbs up and I'll keep on playing.
Hi everyone.
Give me the thumbs up if you heard Olusegun say hi everyone. Fantastic. So let's hear Olusegun very quickly. I'll play his video. I have 2 videos for you. Olusegun that got a job in Canada, and the lady Esther that got a job in Spain. All right, so let's hear Olusegun out, and then I'll come back and we'll do some more amazing stuff.
Hi everyone, my name is Olusegun Agbalade, and if anyone had actually told me a year ago that I'll be working in tech, building AI automations, I honestly would have actually laughed it out. I started my career in accounting with zero tech background. I had curiosities, I had a lot of self-doubt, but I had this constant feeling that I wanted more. But wanting more will not actually get me there. So I told myself that I needed a structure, I needed guidance, and I needed a clear path in which the analytics business gave to me. Over 11 months, I moved from data analysis to data science and now AI automation engineering. It wasn't pretty, to be sincere, it wasn't pretty. There were days I felt behind, there were days I wanted to quit. But with the guidance of my tutor, great tutor, Abdullah Musa, I kept showing up. I kept building projects. And I shared most of those projects on LinkedIn. That changed everything. LinkedIn became my proof of work. It became my portfolio. It became my voice. People could actually see on my profile what I was building, not just read on my CV what I was building. Eventually, it paid off. I landed a tech role not by luck, but by skills that I've gathered over time. So if you're actually watching this and you feel stuck, hear me clearly. Don't give up. Growth is slow before it's visible. Stay consistent because it works. Thank you, the analytics business, for granting me that platform to scale high. Thank you very much.
That's Olusegun Abolade, phenomenal professional. He came from finance, studied finance in the university. So he didn't study computer science. He tried different things within the tech ecosystem. They didn't work out for him until he moved to AI automation engineering. Today, Olusegun, in January, moved from somebody who had no experience and no knowledge to somebody who now has his own company after working remotely for a company in Canada. Tremendous, tremendous journey. All right. So what I'm going to do is I want to show you an AI automation engineering role. Okay. I'll show you this role just like Olusegun when he was applying to jobs, and some of the ways we show you how to apply to jobs and how to look for jobs. Okay. So I'm going to show you this particular role. It's an AI automation engineering role. So if I click on that, it takes me to the job post. So this is a company called Geomic in London. It's in the UK. It's hybrid. It's an AI automation engineering role, and I can apply. Anyone can apply to this job. But the only way you would apply to this job is if you have the skills, you have the knowledge and the competence to do the job. But one of the things you get to see is, what do I do? What do I get to do on this role? You're going to build production-ready automation using what? N10. Using what? N10. Now, if you remember on my slide, let me just switch between the slide and, that particular job role. So we are all on the same page. If you look at my slide, you get to see, I'm going to learn N10 as well in creating automations and deploying those automations. You'd see where you have automation deployments and so on and so forth. Let me just show you right here on my screen. You'd see deployments, monetization, and AI business applications. You're going to learn N10 and so on and so forth. You're going to learn ChatGPT, which is one of the LLMs, which you also get to see. Deploy agents using ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, other LLMs, and so on and so forth. Connect internal systems using APIs, web hooks. APIs, web hooks. If you go back to what I showed you earlier, you get to see that you learn how to create advanced automations using what? APIs. Connect internal systems using APIs, using web hooks. So you get to see the role. And like I mentioned, one of the things that will get you that job ahead of everybody else is you showing that you have the skills, and not just the skills, but you have evidence that you've done that job before. Okay, so this is a job for a company in the UK. And you can see that slowly and steadily, you meet the requirements. You're going to design autonomous workflows that reduce manual work. That's your role. We're looking for somebody who is highly proficient in anything and so on and so forth. Within your first 12 months, you'd have eliminated hundreds of hours of manual work, build AI agents that can be used daily across the business, and so on and so forth. This is a live role today. For anybody, if I'm in the UK, for example, I'm outside the UK, it's hybrid, so which means they expect you to come to the office at some point, but you can apply to remote jobs and remote roles, just like Olusegun did. You all heard Olusegun. Olusegun worked for a company in Alberta, in Canada, and he did that remotely from Lagos, Nigeria. All right, so this is a real company that's recruiting for an AI automation engineer. Now I want us to look at an AI automation project. Okay, so when you automate projects, you remove manual work and you allow companies do things a lot faster. What does that look like practically? This is not you building, creating a photo, typing on ChatGPT, create a photo of a Nigerian market and people buying in that market. So you want to create a video that shows how, something, AI generated video and all of that. But this is you building solutions for companies and helping them to do what? Become more efficient. So let's look at one of those projects within the fashion industry. So Alim, if you're on the call, let's have you for the next 5 minutes. Show us one of these projects and let's get to see the type of projects that qualify for anybody who says they know how to use AI. All right. So I'm going to stop sharing, Alim, and I want you to go ahead and share. Okay, Alim is here. Fantastic. So Alim is going to show one of these projects and what that project looks like and the type of things that we will be building as well when we become AI automation engineers. So whenever you're ready, Alim, okay, Alim is right here. I would also pin you so everyone can see you as well. So that's Alim. Alim is an AI automation specialist and is going to show you what would enable you get a job like that. The job I showed you earlier, that job in the UK as an AI automation engineer, what qualifies you to get that job? What type of projects would you work on? What type of project did Olusegun, who got a job, who you heard him speak, got a job in a company in Canada? You're going to see what that project looks like. So over to you, Alim. Walk us through what the project is, and let's get to see the amazing stuff AI can do for us as AI automation engineers.
Hi, this good good day. Good day, everyone. Trust we're all good. So thank you very much for bringing me on this session as usual, Adeza. Yeah, it's a privilege. So yes, and thank you for all you do to the tech ecosystem, trying to preach the AI gospel every day, trying to make sure that you help people transit from a non-technical background to a technical, background. Thank you very much. Let's appreciate Adeza for all you do, please. If you are here, appreciate this man of God. All right. So my name is Ali Abdulwasiu. So I'm just going to be showing you a project I built for Uptown Fashion. All right. This is beyond just using the text to interact with a system, a website, or a chatbot. This is you using a voice to interact with a system. You converse, you interact, a two-way thing. You speak, somebody responds to you, the person understands what you want, and that's how the flow goes. All right. Uptown is into fashion. They sell goods such as clothing, accessories, amongst others. All right. So when the customer comes to the website, the customer can just click on speak and it start to speak to an AI. All right. So we have used a VAPI system before. So we use VAPI here. Thing where we integrate VAPI to a website or Uptown. I'm breaking up, right?
Yeah, but we can hear you now. You can go on.
All right. So Vapi, like I said, is the back end of things that give us a voice to the website, and we have the knowledge base where we pick the informations the user want to know. The person that is chatting the system from the website, what do they want to know? There's a knowledge base to that. All right, it's a shop, right? An online shop where you shop and interact with an AI that speaks. All right, so this is the overview of what you'll be seeing me display tonight. So let's get to Vapi so that I can see the back end of things. Then we'll come back to the website of what Uptown Fashion. All right. Just let me share. All right, so this is Vapi. This is Vapi. I'll just log into Vapi so that I can see the back end of thing as we work. Logging into my Vapi so that you see how we build the back end from Vapi, and how we connect it to the website. So this is loading up. All right, why this loads up? Let me bring you to the website. Why this loads up? All right, so I want to confirm you can see the website for Uptown Fashion. All right, great. All right, great.
So,
So yeah,
Ali, sorry, before you go on, I just want to mention something very quickly. So, I want you to understand the importance of what Alim is presenting. Okay. Now, a traditional business or fashion brand would require that you walk into the store, you talk to somebody, and after you talk to the person, then a transaction can happen. But what has Alim done? Alim has built an AI system for this fashion company called Uptown. That rather than you walk into the store to have a conversation with somebody physically, you can go to the website of Uptown and you can get all the information you want. You can speak to their AI agent and it does everything you want it to do for you. Again, what has Alim done? Alim has reduced the manual work that it takes normally in this business and automated that workflow for this fashion brand. Okay, so Alim, sorry for butting in. I just wanted to establish the importance of what you've built and what you've done for this company, and so people understand that these are the type of things they also get to build as well. Okay, so go on.
all right. So thank you very much, Adeza. So I want to be sure we can see the website for Uptown. So give me a thumbs up if you can see the website. If you can see the, okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right, so this is the website we built right now. You're looking at a website I code under 10 minutes. I built this website under 10 minutes just for Uptown Fashion and Lifestyle Boutique. And I connect a voice system to it. All right, so how does this work? This is on a Google AI Studio. Google AI Studio, where I can just select the type of devices I want to use. I'm currently using a wider screen right now. You can see, so I can decide to switch to a mobile phone view where I interact with the system via a mobile phone view. All right, so, and we also have the tablet view here where I can interact for those using tablets, you know, a tab. So they can, this is how it's going to appear on their own device. All right, so for those using mobile phone, this is how the website will appear. All right, so why are we here? I want to interact with the voice agent here. All right, so you can see the website. We have the men accessories, the women, the shoes, the watches, the accessories. Why are we here? The voice system inside this environment. All right. So this is speak to Uptown. Speak to Uptown. Give me a thumbs up if I can just click on speak to Uptown. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up. All right. All right. Great. All right. Great. So speak to Uptown, and we'll wait for it to come up. Oh, let me just start it again. So this could be my network tonight. So Adiza, maybe I have to just change my network. Why I just come back again? I think I'm
All
having
right,
issue
do
with my
that.
network.
That's fine. We can actually see
All
your
right.
video breaking and it's cracking a little. So what I want you to do is switch your
Yes.
network very quickly. Walk back, send a message in the chat. We know you're back, and then we want you to demonstrate this. So I don't want to give it away. I don't want to tell you what you're going to see when Alim interacts with that system. But what Alim is going to show us simply is a system that can listen to you, that can get the information that you've asked it to get. It goes into the knowledge base of that fashion brand. It gets the information and provides it back to you. All right. So Alim is going to set up his change his network, and then he comes back to display and show that to us. Now you get to see what working as an AI automation engineer, what it means, and what that the value you bring to any organization, the type of projects you get to complete. When you now have the skills, this is very important. When you've gotten the skills required to land that job, you know that I need to know how to use VAPI, like Alim showed. I need to know how to use N10 to automate workflows. I need to know how to use Flowise. I need to know how to use webhook, APIs to connect to different systems. How do you learn? Okay, how do you learn those skills and ensure that on day one, you know how to do the job? This is where a lot of people fall short. They fall short when it comes to learning the skills. I have made that mistake myself. Let me share my screen once again. When Alim comes, I'll give him the opportunity to go ahead. But in the meantime, quickly see the best way to learn. Now, when I learn and all I do is to watch videos, then I'm making a very big mistake. A lot of people do this a lot. They learn by watching videos, they learn by watching YouTube, and they learn by watching so many things. When you learn that way, you won't know how to do the job, even when you are given the job on day one. So what's the best way to learn? How do we ensure that you learn? The best way to learn, to know how to do that job, get that job, just like Olusegun got for a company in Canada, just like Esther, who I'll be showing you later, got a job for a company in Spain. You learn by doing what? You learn by doing the real job. You learn by doing what? Working in a project-based environment. So you see what Alim is going to show us. He's going to come back to show us. You work on projects like that. So when anybody asks you in an interview, tell me about a time you have automated a workflow. Tell me about a time you built a system that reduced manual work. We're not going to talk about the things you watched. You'll talk about the things that you actually did. And your answer would be, there was a time where customers would take, 1 hour to get their measurements. But I built a voice agent and integrated it with Uptown's website. Uptown is a fashion brand. I built that agent, integrated it to the website, and rather than customers going to the shop to get their measurements manually, they were able to use the voice agent to get their measurements virtually. So you can speak about projects that you've actually completed, and that is what I mean by learning by doing the work. You are learning by building agents. You are learning by automating workflows. As an AI data analyst, you are learning by automating your dashboarding, automating your reports, and so on and so forth. That's the best way to learn. When you now learn in that way, you must showcase your projects. You can't build amazing stuff and keep it to yourself. Nobody knows who you are until you show what you can do to the whole world. And that's why you must have a portfolio. Your portfolio is evidence that you've done that job before. Your portfolio is evidence that you can do the job. So you don't want to get into an interview and talk about what you can do. You want to go to the interview and talk about what you have done. Okay? And that's what gives you the edge when it comes to landing the job. I'm going to show you what a portfolio looks like, the portfolio of an AI data analyst. Okay, so again, I have all the links here for you. If you want to get this slide at the end of the session, don't forget, fill the attendance so you don't miss out on that. Okay, so if I click on this link, it takes me to a portfolio. This is a portfolio of the gentleman who got a job for a UK-based company. So the person that has this portfolio lives in Anambra in Nigeria. He works for a UK-based company. He got the job just after completing NYSC. NYSC is the youth service, mandatory youth service in Nigeria. For those of you that are not Nigerians on the call, when you graduate from the university, you'd have to do a mandatory 1-year service where sometimes you might teach in schools, sometimes you might work in government agencies, but you do that for 1 year as a way to integrate with your community, understand other communities in case you are posted out of your, states where you reside. And that's simply what Frank was able to do. Frank built this project based on all the projects he had completed while learning in class. And I'll show you some of the projects, some of the things he built. This is a project for brain tumor distribution analysis. And it's a project that shows how brain cancer or cancer of the brain or tumor in the brain from grade 1 to grade 4, how it affects the brain and the different parts of the brain. So I'm going to click on this link and it takes me to that project. This is the same way anybody anywhere in the world can click on the link and it takes them to the project you've completed. Okay, so this is grade 1. I can see the number of patients. I can see the average age. I can see the size of the tumor. I can see the part of the brain that grade 1, cancer affects, the pituitary gland and so on and so forth. I can click on grade 2 and it is interactive. It changes. It is dynamic. It is not a picture. It is interactive. And these are the things potential employers would want to see. They want to see that you have this. And if you have this, it is enough evidence that you can do the job for them because you've done it before. If I click on grade 4, again, it would interact. I can see the number of patients, the tumor type distribution. I can see the parts of the brain affected, the cerebellum, and so on and so forth. And this is an amazing project. I can click on all the projects right here, and this takes me through everything that this gentleman has built. And using this portfolio, he was able to land a job for a UK-based company. Even though he had just finished university, had just finished his NYSC, he was able to land that job. I'm going to show you his profile just like I did for Olusegun, and you get to see what this gentleman was able to build. But that's what you need to do. So the first thing I mentioned, number one is build your shop on the streets with a lot of people, which means get into a career path where you have a high demand. You have high demand for that particular career path. Employers are looking for you. That's number one. Get into that career path. I shared 3 of them with you: AI data analyst and HR, AI business analysis and project management, and AI automation engineering. Once you've done that, the next step is to what? Learn the right way. Learn the skills the right way, which means you must know how to do the job on day 1. And the only way you'll be able to do that is by learning in a project-based environment, which is learning by doing the work and showcasing your work. So when you learn by doing the work, you also build a portfolio as evidence that you can do the job. You need to have at least 10 to 15 projects. And these are projects we ensure that you get to complete 10 to 15 projects. You have it in your portfolio as evidence of the work that you can do and the work that you have done. So I'm not going to tell you what I can do for you. I'll show you what I've done before. And I'll leave you to decide if I'm good enough or not to do that job. When you have done that, step number 3 out of 5 steps is you must gain foreign work experience. So let me ask this question. You want to hire 2 candidates. Okay, candidate A and candidate B. Candidate A has experience with a company in Canada. Okay. So you're a Canada-based company. So let's say you work in HR, or you are the hiring manager for this role, and your company is in Canada, or your company is even in the US. So let's say Canada in the US is in North America, essentially. Okay. And you want to hire for a candidate from Africa, from anywhere in Africa, and one of those candidates has experience working with a company in Canada, and candidate B has experience working with companies in Lagos, Nigeria. Who would you hire for this role? Candidate A or candidate B? Just type into the chat, candidate A or candidate B. Candidate A or candidate B. Just type into the chat, okay? A or B. Who would you hire? Shegun says A. Let's get more feedback. I want to know your thoughts. Tinuola says A. Latif says A. Ojo says A. Ojo Idowu says A. Let's get more feedback. We are all over 60 on the call. Moses says A. Lucky says A. Okay. Let's get more feedback. Victoria says A. Edu says definitely A. It's a no-brainer. Definitely, I'll go for candidate A. Why? Because candidate A has foreign work experience. Candidate A has experience within the country where I want to hire this candidate from. So even if I'm in the US and this candidate has experience in Canada, that's in North America. So it means the person understands our work culture. The person has worked for a company based in that region before, which means the person is credible. For you to get a job in an organization in this region, it means you are credible. Okay. And that's what you must also do. You must have experience in the country or in related countries based on where you want to get that job. All right. It gives you more credibility. It gives more credence to you as the right candidate for the job. And again, like I mentioned at the beginning, Tenalytics business is registered where? In Alberta, Canada, and also London in the UK. So what does this mean? It means that for anybody who's joined any of our programs and you've worked on these projects, you have a portfolio as evidence of what you've done, that serves as evidence enough for you to categorize yourself as, I have worked as an AI automation engineer for Tenalytics, and Tenalytics is based in where? In Canada. Tenalytics is based in where? In the UK. So you have that on your LinkedIn, you have that on your CV, and you position yourself to potential employers that you are affiliated with an organization in this region. And that gives you more credibility and it gives you an edge over any other person applying for that same role. That was part of the things Olusegun was able to do that got him that job working remotely in Canada. It's similar to what Frank was able to do. And Esther, I'm going to share Frank's story so you understand their story and how they got jobs in Spain, in the UK, and also Olusegun got a job in Canada. And how do you build that experience? So when you join us, you don't position yourself as a student or as a learner. You position yourself as a contractor or a consultant, simply because all the projects you complete become part of your work experience. So the project from class becomes part of your work experience, and then you have that as evidence in your portfolio. That's how you start to gain work experience. Very important. So there is nobody that would go through Frank's portfolio, click on any of these projects. You want to see how smoking affects the different organs of the human body. Frank created a project like that. So you work on these projects in class. When you are done, you upload them to your portfolio, okay? If I want to see how smoking affects the kidney and I click on the kidney, everything changes. It's interactive. It is dynamic. Anybody who sees this would know that I'm the right person for the job. Because if I can build something like this, then I can build the same for any organization anywhere in the world. So build your shop in a high demand on a high demand street, which means get into a career path that is in high demand, learn the right way. And number three, gain experience from a reputable organization, gain foreign work experience. That adds credibility to you as a potential candidate for that job. And I think Alim is back. Alim, let's see if you're back. Let's see if your network is a lot better now so you can walk us through that project. Okay. So Alim is back. When Alim is done, I'll show you number 4 and number 5, and then I'll tell you exactly what you need to do today to start to get into any of the career path you're interested in getting into. All right. So Alim, please go ahead. You can go ahead and share, and let's hear from you. Okay. So that's Alim. I'll mute my mic right now. So Alim, walk us through what you're showing us, and let's get to enjoy your presentation.
All right, so thank you very much. I'm sorry for the network experience, everyone. I know you wanted to enjoy the project aspects, but network came in to play. All right, so I'm back. So I wanted to show us the VAPI back end of things at first, where we built the voice agent and we connect it to the website. Please give me your reaction, the best of reaction, if I'm audible and I'm not breaking this time. Okay, thank you, Shegun. Thank you. All right, so this is VAPI, and under VAPI we have the assistant where we have built the voice that will connect to the website on VAPI. All right, so this is coming up right now. So you can see Uptown Fashion. So this Uptown Fashion is a voice backend that is connected to the website. This is what you're going to learn how to build with us here at Analytics. All right, so we have the system prompt that manage whatever thing this AI system is doing. It gives you the instruction, it tells you what to do and what not to do. This is like what you need to do as an agent that I hired to work for me. You give them instruction. All right, so we also have the knowledge base. Okay, any person that is interacting with you, don't just give them a vague answer. Take answer from a knowledge base connected to you and give them back as a what? As a response. All right, so this is built inside VAPI and we can test this here. All right, but I'll just test this on the website right now so that you can see how it plays. Let me just share the website. All right. So if you can see the website right now, please give me your reaction. I can see the website coming up. All right, so thank you very much. So this is a website that we built for Uptown Fashion. Any person can come here, Edu can come here, you know, Shegun can come here, Gabriel can come here, Livinus can come here. Okay, when you come here, what do you need to do? All you need to do is what? Just click on speak to voice or speak to Uptown. All right, you click on it and it will start, you know, the voice. I'm having a terrible network this evening.
So I'll suggest you put off your video. That would help with the
Okay.
bandwidth.
Okay, that's true. That's true. Let me just turn off my video.
Yep.
So let me just try for one time again and let's see. Very terrible network experience. Just a moment. Okay. My network is obstructing it, Adeza. So my network is obstructing it.
All right. So
All
since
right.
the
So
network is not allowing this to happen, so this is what we're going to do, Alim. So for those of you that have filled the attendance, when you get the recording of this session, you get an additional video attached to it that shows you how this system works. But in the meantime, Alim, explain what the system does. Okay, so maybe click on it while it's loading, trying to connect again. Explain what does it do essentially, so that for everybody who is interested, they get to understand exactly how the system works and what it does as an automated agent that helps to solve a problem for Uptown.
okay. So that's good. So the system right now is a system that interacts with you. Uptown is into fashion. They sell clothing, they sell men's wear, women's wear, shoes, fashion, and accessories. So instead of you coming here right now to start chatting with a robot that feels like you're chatting with a robot, you speak to an agent in human voice, and the agent is going to interact with you. It feels very human. It's going to pick up your order, walk you through whatever you want to buy. Oh, welcome to Uptown. What do you want us to get? What do you want from us today? Oh, I want to buy a shoe from Uptown. Yeah, so what size of shoe do you wear? What's your color? Oh, I wear this color. I wear this size of shoe. Okay, what brand of shoes do you want in mind? All right, it feels very natural that, oh, I'm buying something from a store rather than speaking to a robot, right? So this website was built on Google AI Studio, like I said. So you can see it right now. This is the prompt we give to it right now. This is all built from a prompt. This is just built on a natural language. No coding experience needed to build this website. All right, this is inside Google AI Studio right now. You can see the way I was just switching between between devices. Mobile device, the experience you tend to get when you switch to a mobile device. All right, when you build on it for a tab, the experience you tends to get. All this is built right now on Google AI Studio. All right, so I think that's Adiza.
All right, thanks a lot for that, Alim. So I'll suggest you still stay on the call. If your network gets better before the end of our session, you still come back to display and show. All right, so just stay back, keep on trying to connect. If you have better network, then you come back and show us what you've been able to, what you've just explained to everyone. Now, the importance of what Alim has explained is for anyone who gets to work as an AI automation engineer, you can build systems like the system for Uptown that rather than you interacting or chatting with a bot, you're not chatting with the bot, you are speaking to somebody. And all Uptown needs to do is to have a catalog or have a brochure that has all their items, their shoes, their clothing, and all of that, with the price, with the sizes, what is in stock, what is not in stock, and so on and so forth. And all you need to do is speak to that system. The system gets to understand what you want and recommends to you based on what you say. Okay. Alim is still going to stay on the call just in case his network gets better. Sometimes technology might just fail you at some point, but let's see if Alim is able to come back and walk us through that project. It's an exciting one. And for those of you that want to see something similar, because Alim presented something like this last week, I'll also show you where you can get that as well. You can go immediately after this session. You can go and in YouTube, and I'll show you exactly how that works. Alim, are you back now?
Okay, yeah, I think maybe I should just present the one of last week because I've hosted that on a website already. So, but this one is still inside my Google video. Probably that's why the network is lagging. All right, so
Okay,
let me just see if I can share that. I think
absolutely. So I want everyone to agree. We're going to give Alim one more try. If you agree for us to give Alim one more try, give me a thumbs up. One more trial, Alim. So this is your make or break moment. Okay. So before Alim presents this, I want to explain what this project does. So this is a Mama Joy restaurant project, okay? Now, this is you as an AI automation. You built a system for Mama Joy. Mama Joy owns a restaurant, and people call multiple phone calls to say, I want to order rice and chicken, I want to order rice and turkey, I want to order fada rice and so on. But you built a system where rather than calling to order, you can go to Mama Joy's restaurant, go to the website, and talk to somebody, not a real person, but an agent that has been created. And that agent can take your order and take everything you want when you want it delivered, creates a delivery slip and all of that, and gets your order delivered to you, no matter where you are. You live on the island, you live on the mainland, and so on. So, Alim, over to you. Let's see how Mama Joy Restaurant agent
All
works.
right. So thank you very much, Adeza. So just like we speak of the other website for the Uptown, so they also have their menu bar, they have the About Us, AI capability, the Try It Yourself feature. All right. So how do we speak to AI here? You just need to click on Talk to Mama Joy AI, and you can start a call.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Hello. I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. How can I assist you today at Mama Joy Restaurant? Would you like to place an order or have any questions about our menu?
Yes, I want to place an order. Yes, I want to place an order.
That's wonderful. What would you like to order today? You can let me know your preferred meal and I'll guide you through the process.
Yes, I want to buy jollof rice and chicken.
Great. Please tell me which meal you'd like to start with. We have rice meals, soups with swallow options, and drinks. What would you like to order first? Thank you for your order request. Just to confirm, we have jollof rice available, but not jollof fries. Would you like to order jollof rice with chicken? If yes, please let me know what size you prefer, small, medium, or large.
Yes, I want to order a medium jollof rice. I want to order a medium jollof rice.
Thank you for your response. Just to clarify, we serve jollof rice, not jollof fries. Would you like to proceed with a medium jollof rice with chicken?
Yes, I want to proceed. Yes, I want to proceed.
I'm sorry, I don't have information about jollof fries at the moment. We do have jollof rice available in small, medium, and large sizes. Would you like to order a medium jollof rice with chicken instead?
Yes, yes, yes.
Perfect. You're ordering a medium jollof rice with chicken. Would you like to add any extras, such as plantain, coleslaw? Great. Would you like to add any extras to your medium jollof rice with chicken? We have plantain, coleslaw, and salad available. Which would you prefer, if any?
Yeah, I prefer salad.
Wonderful. Which extras would you like to add? You can choose from plantain, coleslaw, and salad. Please let me know your preference.
Yes, I prefer salad. So, as you can see, my network is just frustrating me this evening. This was what we presented last week, and it was working seamlessly. So I have a very bad network experience this evening.
But we got to see what the AI agent does. So it asks the different things. And somebody was asking, can we build this using local languages? Absolutely. So you get to build systems like this. You can build this in Yoruba, you can build this in other languages. Yes, more difficult to build in local languages, but that's something that can be done. And the system is asking, what do you want? You want additional rice, you want additional, you want plantain, coleslaw, salad. What else would you like to add to your order, and so on and so forth. And when it's done with you, what happens? Your order is collated, it goes into the system. Mama Joy restaurant will prepare your order, it collects your address, and if you want it delivered or you want to come in to eat that order, it gets it sorted out for you. This is automation, rather than having 5 people picking customer calls, or having one person answering customer calls and other people have to wait. This AI agent can listen to everyone, 100 people at a time, 1,000 people at a time, get their orders and ensure that that order is delivered or the order is prepared for those customers. This is what it means for you to become an AI automation engineer. All right. I'll show you where you can get the full interaction with Mama Joy. Unfortunately, today, Alim has bad network, so we can't entirely enjoy the total experience of this particular voice agent. But in the meantime, thanks a lot, Alim. We know you tried, but thanks for coming up to showcase what people will get to build, systems they get to build, and automations they also get to implement as AI automation engineers. Now, what does it take for you to do what Alim has done? What does it take for you to build this type of system, just like Olusegun built, that helped him get the job, and other people have done to also help them get jobs? Get into a high demand career path, learn the right way, gain foreign work experience. And number 4, you must know where to apply and how to apply. So what we do, apart from the fact that we show you the conventional job boards where you get access to job boards, you can go there and search for jobs. We also get these jobs, we script these jobs for you, and we send them to you for you to have access to them, okay? And we vetted these jobs to be sure that these are the type of jobs you can do. And we also show you a little bit more than that. What does that mean? It means if you want to get a job in Canada, for example, you need to go beyond just applying. If all you do is to apply to jobs, you stand a chance of getting only 40% of the jobs available. Only 40%. How many of you on the call today have applied to try to get remote jobs? Remote jobs in the US, remote jobs in Europe, remote jobs in Canada, but you keep on getting, unfortunately. If you've done that, you've ever applied to a job before, you got unfortunately, you're not qualified, give me a thumbs up. Just give me a thumbs up. I have done so much, Edu. I've also been in similar situations too. As well, and so many people years ago, and it's very frustrating. And the reason why that's the case is simply because you are competing for only 40% of the jobs available. Only 40% of the jobs available. 60% of jobs are not just available for you to apply to. You have to go out there to get those jobs. What does that mean? You have to target organizations, target CEOs, founders, HR recruiters, hiring managers, and pitch yourself for those jobs. So what we show you how to do is, how do I identify who the hiring manager on LinkedIn is for this particular role? How can I research into a particular startup in Canada, for example, or in the US, and that startup is owned and run by a Nigerian CEO or a Nigerian founder, and I can pitch to them because I've researched about the company. I know where there are potential opportunities for AI automation or potential opportunities for automating their data, pipelines and systems and so on. And I'll pitch to them on what I can do for them. We show you how to do these things so you don't just apply to jobs, but the other 60%, that come through referral, that come through pitching, you are also able to get into those roles. That's why knowing where to apply and knowing how to apply is extremely important. And last but not the least is what? Referencing. Now, when you get a job for a company, or a company in Canada wants to hire, a company in the US wants to hire you, they want to be sure that you are who you say you are. You are not fraudulent. You are not an imposter. You are somebody who can do the job for them. So what do? They ask for a reference. They want to see that organization that can vouch for you, that yes, you are who you say you are. You've worked for them before, and you've done the things you want to do for them. You've done it for another company. So when you have a reputable organization providing a reference for you, that gives you more credibility to keep that job even when you've gotten an offer. So the gentleman I talked about that lives in Anambra in Nigeria got a job with a company based in the UK. This was the reference provided to that organization to say that Chiemere Frank, that's the same person I showed you his portfolio. Chiemere Frank is exceptional in the use of Power BI, in the use of Excel, in the use of Bricks AI here, because he has done these things with us before. So we provide you with that reference, and that gives you the opportunity to not just get the offer, but also keep the job. And this is Chiemere Frank. Chiemere Frank was a fresh graduate. He was serving in Rivers State, Nigeria. He joined us. His background was in education. He joined us in November 2025. He completed his program in February 2026, this year. And in June, just about 4 months after completing his program, he got a job, his first role, with a UK-based company as a data survey officer and analyst. While others were doing their NYSC and were doing other things, Chiemere Frank registered with analytics business. He joined the AI data analytics program, and today Chiemere Frank works as a data survey officer and analyst for a UK-based company who is bringing innovative solar solutions to Nigeria. Absolutely phenomenal professional. The link to listen to Chiemere Frank is right here. You can click on that when you receive my slide. But I want you to listen to Esther. Esther also joined AI for Data Analytics, the AI Data Analytics program, in February. She completed her program in May, and Esther was able to land a job in April with a company in Spain as an AI data collection and video data annotation specialist. Esther joined us in February, and by May, before she wrapped up her program, she had already gotten a job. Esther was a data analyst before she joined us, but she was a data analyst that only knew Excel, Power BI, and SQL. Esther did not know how to use Bricks AI, Zebra AI, Julius AI. She didn't know how to use Copilot with Excel and Power BI. She didn't know how to use Anytime to automate workflows as a data analyst and so on. She came to gain those skills. And how did that help her? I wanted to hear from Esther yourself. Okay, so I'm going to click on this link. It's going to take you to Esther's video. And I want you to listen to Esther and hear how Esther was able to land that job with a company in Spain, working remotely, earning in euros and spending in naira. So sit back, relax, and enjoy Esther's story.
With the AI experience I got, I was able to secure a job with a Spanish company, and I got that job even right before I completed my program. With the AI experience I got, I was able to secure a job with a Spanish company, and I got that job even right before I completed my program. Hi, my name is Esther, and I'm here to talk about my experience at Ten Analytics. I just rounded up my program, and I did AI for data analytics, and I am super happy that I did that course, because my teacher literally held our hands and walked us through every aspect and every session of the course. and the class was practical. In short, it was more practical than it was theory, and he was so patient with us. And this is a shout out to Mr. Tony Ogbebo, because he did a great job, to be honest. Is how patient he can be with us, is how he was always open to answer questions, even when it's not days for classes. You can slide into his DM and he's just there to help you understand every little thing you need to understand. And we're able to learn a lot of tools. We're able to learn using a lot of tools for AI for data analytics, sorry, and it was an amazing experience. I can't take that. And another thing, the highlight for me was, with the AI experience I got, I was able to secure a job with a Spanish company, and I got that job even right before I completed my program. And that was the highlight for me, to be honest. And I'm super happy and super grateful for how they were able to impact in me.
So that's Esther. Amazing Esther, amazing professional. Esther doing amazingly for herself as a professional AI data analyst. And her job title is quite interesting: AI data collection, video data annotation specialist. And there's so many other professionals like Esther that were able to move from the classroom to land in a remote opportunity. All right, like Pavel, a classroom teacher in Cameroon. Today, Pavel works as a healthcare data analyst for a company in the US. And he did this less than 3 months after completing his program with us. And so many other professionals in the UK, in Canada, for example, you have somebody like Ahmed. Ahmed currently works in the UK on visa sponsorship. He's currently on his visa sponsorship. He's going to work with this NHS trust for the next 5 years. He gets his ILR, indefinite leave to remain, which is his permanent residency. And 1 year after that, he's able to get his British citizenship. So this company, the NHS in the UK, the NHS is the largest recruiter of talent in the UK. The NHS has given over 180,000 visas, over 180,000 COSs, which means the NHS alone has sponsored over 180,000 people to move to the UK, to stay in the UK, and to work for them. Ahmed is one of them. All right. Ahmed currently works as a health informatics support worker. He got this job after completing his data analytics program with us. And like I mentioned earlier, every reputable organization would want another reputable organization to vouch for you. So this is the NHS reaching out to me. Hello, Mr. Deza Suleiman. Ahmed has what? Has given the permission for us to approach you for a reference. I would be grateful if you could let me have your opinion regarding his suitability for the post by completing the attached reference request form. So this is the NHS simply saying, this gentleman has given us your details to provide a reference. Here is the link. Here is the attachment. Either you fill the attachment and submit, or click on the link and fill the reference. That was how Ahmed was able to get this job and secure the job. All right. So how can you also do the same? All right. You don't need to be a tech person. You don't need to have a computer science degree. All the people I've shown you so far had no computer science degree. None of them knew how to code. You don't need to know how to code to build a voice agent, to build an AI automation agent. Everything you need to do are drag and drop tools. Okay, and you have AI code assistants to help you write the codes that you need. You don't need to write them yourself. Okay, and am I too old or am I too young? You are never too old. And our youngest is 19. He got into our program even before he got into the university. The oldest is 52, who joined one of our programs. And this is to let you know that age is not a ceiling. Age is not a limitation. Organizations in different countries would not discriminate against you because of your age. All right. So we are currently in the era of AI. There is scarcity at the moment. And when there's scarcity, there's something called scarcity premium. organizations want you at a premium. They would break the bank. They would pay more money than they ordinarily would to get you into their organization. That's where we are now when it comes to the AI era. So many career paths were in this same position about 10 years ago. All right. By 2027 to 2029, the market would start to fill up. The over 1.5 million gap that exists, Canada saying that they want to get 250,000 AI employees into the country, those positions would start to fill up. The premium starts to reduce. The requirement starts to increase. And by 2030 and above, AI will become the baseline. You knowing AI skills or having AI skills would no longer be a major differentiator for you. So the most advantageous thing you do today, the best thing you do for yourself is getting into where you have the scarcity premium today, where every organization, countries, employers are looking for you. And those who act today are those who in the future, the next 10 years, everybody would look up to you to say, how did you do it? How did you get in? What do I need to do? You become the experts when that time comes. Okay, so it's very important that when things are hot, things are moving very fast, there's a premium, that's when you want to get in. You want to cash into the AI premium scarcity market today. All right. And what does your program look like? Your program is for 8 weeks, 2 months, for any of the career path you want to get into. The first 2 weeks, week 1 and 2, you're getting into the foundation, understanding the AI landscape, the core tools, you work on hands-on projects. Week 3 to 4, you learn how to start to automate workflows. If you're in the AI automation program, if you're an AI data analyst, you're automating your reporting, automating your data cleaning, automating your dashboarding. All right. You get to work on applied projects, real world projects, similar to the ones I showed you in the portfolio, the ones Alim tried to show us, and so on and so forth. And by week 7 and 8, you started going for interviews. If you have interviews, we prep you for your interviews, and you know exactly what it takes for you to land that job. We optimize your CV for you. We optimize your LinkedIn profile. And like Esther said, you have patient professionals that are ready to see you thrive. You have your live sessions. Your live session happens every Saturdays. Saturdays is when you have your classes from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Every Saturday, you have a live class. On Sundays, you don't have a class. Monday, you don't have. Your live classes are on Saturdays. Every other day, you are on the LMS, the learning management system. You are watching your videos. You are catching up with new concepts. You are working on more projects, and so on and so forth. So the time you come to a class to interact with a professional, to work on projects with people like your professionals that would help you build this project, help you build this automation, show you exactly what you need to do. You do that on Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. All right, those are your live sessions. Every live session is recorded. So if you miss the live class, you can always go back to your LMS. I'll show you what the LMS looks like. You go back there, you can watch your recording. Okay, so if you go to the LMS, for example, I'll just show you what that looks like very quickly. Okay, you have your class recordings. So if you go to your classroom, you can see the recording for the 13th of August. All right, you can come in here, you can click on the link, it takes you to the class recording. You can also go to your lesson videos. Okay, you go to your lesson videos, you can click on open course, you see all your courses, all the programs, and so on and so forth. All right, that's if you ever miss a class, you can always go back to the recording. You work on hands-on projects, you have a community of people that are trying to do the same thing you're trying to achieve, and you have access to a mentor. Your mentor is there to ensure that you meet your desired outcome, you achieve that eventual outcome of landing a job. Every Thursdays, you have a mentorship session where somebody, an industry expert, somebody who's gotten a job, somebody who's done the things you're trying to do, will come show you exactly what you need to do. Our next cohort starts on the 5th of September, 2026. All right, 5th of September, 2026. And I have an amazing offer for those of you that will be starting on the 5th of September, 2026. Okay, so how do you get started? I'm going to show you how to get started, and I'll show you the amazing offer that I have for you. All right, so, and I have just 10 slots for those of you that are interested in taking advantage of the offer. Okay, so let's say I want to register, I want to start the cohort on the 5th of September, 2026. I want to join the AI automation engineering program, or I want to join the AI data analytics and HR analytics program, or the AI business analysis and project management program. What do you stand to gain? 8 weeks of intensive training. You work on hands-on projects, practical. You heard Esther, she said it was so practical and very less of theory, which means you get to build with your hands. You work on these things, so you know how to do the job on day one. We help with your LinkedIn optimization, having the right LinkedIn profile that attracts the biggest and the best organization. You have your CV and your resume optimization session. So you need to have the right CV to get into the room. When you get an interview, what do? We prep you for that interview. You saw the portfolio I showed you earlier. You would get to build your portfolio. We show you how to build one and show you how to create one. You have your mentorship sessions, and you also have lifetime access into the community. So even after you are done, just like Frank was done in February, but he got his job in June. So even after he was done and he got an interview, we still prepped him for that interview, and he was able to land the job. So what does it take for you to get into any of the programs? Okay, my colleagues would share the link in the chat, and once you click on that link, it takes you to the website, and you get to see all the courses I've shared with you today: the AI for business analysis and project management, AI automation engineering, and AI data and HR analytics. And how do you get here? Very simple. You choose the program you're interested in selecting. Say I'm interested in selecting AI automation engineering or AI business analysis. I click on view program. Okay, and I can see what the program entails. I can see the course curriculum. I can click on view all. I can see the course curriculum, and so on and so forth. Okay, I can go through it one after the other, and then I click on what? Enroll. Now this is where you get to see the offer that I have for you. When you click on enroll, it would ask you to create a profile. You can create a profile with your Google account. Just click on create with Google. It creates a profile for you. And then you can choose your payment plan. Okay. Now, instead of paying 280,000 Naira, which is the original fee for anybody who wants to get started, all you need to do, if you're making a full-time payment, instead of paying 280,000 Naira for everything I've shared so far, if you're making a full-time payment, one-time payment, you get to pay just 200,000 Naira. That's an amazing offer. And this is coming off an already existing discount of over 333,000. So instead of paying over 333,000, you have a discount of 280K. But even with the 280K, I'm not making that payment in bits and pieces. I want to pay in one installment. You get to pay just 200. Now, if I want to break my payments into multiple parts, it means I want to go for the 2 installment option. And because this is flexible, it's usually the most popular option that people take. It means I can split my payments into 2 parts. And I make a payment of 140K to get started. And I make the second payment of another 140K a month after. So what it takes for me to start on the 5th of September is I make my first payment of 140K. This gets me in, and 1 month after, I make the second payment of 140K, and everything that I need, CV review, LinkedIn optimization, knowing where to apply, how to apply, learning the skill, building a portfolio, you all get that before you wrap up your program. Just like Olusegun, just like Esther, just like Frank, who currently work for companies abroad, you can also get to do the same. All right. So once you selected the option you want to go for, and I have just 10 slots available. So for those of you that want to start, I'm going to walk you through how to get started. Once you come in here, you select the 2 option, which means you pay a total of 280, 140 per installment. If I'm making a full-time payment, I'm paying 200,000, which means I get to save additional 80,000. All right. So depending on your preferred option, you can select the option that best suits your preference. Okay. So let's say I select 2 installments. I come right here. I select the cohort I want to join. I want to join the September cohort. Okay. So I click on that and I get to select my currency. I want to pay in Naira as well. And then I click on start. So once I click on start, it takes me to where I get to enter my card details. And the moment I complete my payment, I get added into the LMS, the learning management system. There are required videos you need to start to watch in the LMS. So you can start watching your videos immediately before the 5th of September, when the program actually would commence. Okay, and that's how you register. That's how you get started with any of the programs you're interested in starting. I have just 10 slots. So what I'm going to do is I'll take questions from you as I tick off the slots I have available, for those of you that have questions for me. All right. So if you have questions, feel free, ask your questions. I'll be very happy to answer the questions you have. Some of the questions people ask is, oh, Adeza, I don't know what I need to do. I've studied supply chain. I've studied this. I work in the bank at the moment. What's the best career path for me to choose? Okay, so if you want me to recommend for you, I can do that, and I'll recommend a career path for you, and you know exactly what you need to do. Okay, so if you have a question, feel free. I'll be very happy to answer the questions you have for me today. Again, I have discounts for just 10 people, so make sure you take advantage of the discount before it's gone. So you get a 40% to pay 280, and you can start with only 140,000. Okay, and I have 10 slots. I'm going to be ticking up the slots as the session goes on until I have all the 10 slots gone. Okay, so while I was speaking, 1 slot was taken away, so I have just 9 slots left, and I'm going to take questions while I close out on all the other slots. So Chief Edu is asking, my chief, do we have an option to pay when we get a job and start working? No, that's not an option. Okay, the option, what we are giving you is the option. We're giving you the skills, we're giving you the tools, we're giving you the requirements it takes for you to get a job. Okay, we're going to help you with your interviews, we're going to help you with everything that you need, but we don't give you the jobs. All right, we don't own the jobs. The jobs are there in different job boards across multiple regions, and we give you everything you need to get the job, just like with Frank, just like with Olusegun, Esther, and so many other people. All right, so what it takes for you to start, just like you would in any university, you would in any school, anywhere in the world, you make a deposit. You get in, you get all the tools, the support, the mentorship, and everything that you need, the LinkedIn optimization, the CV review. And at the end, you also get to make the second or the final payment depending on the option you've selected. All right. I hope that answers your question. So I'll take more questions for those of you that have questions for me. Okay, so Chief Edu says, okay, so I guess I answered that question. All right, I'll just check the charts for more questions. Solomon wants to say something. So Tolulope, if you can allow people to unmute. Solomon, if you can unmute, please go ahead and unmute and ask your question, or you can just type it in the chat and I'll pick the questions from there as well. Okay. So my colleagues will drop the link in the chat for those asking, how can I get the link to get to where I see all the different programs I want to select? Where do I get to see the tools and technologies and all of that? So once you click on that link, it brings you here. You can see all the different courses. If I click on, the data and HR analytics, I can see what the program entails, the course curriculum. I can view all, and I can see what I would learn. Okay, I'd learn how to use Copilot to generate insights. These are the practical things you get to do. Okay, so while I get to learn Excel, I'm not learning Excel in isolation. I learn Excel with the use of Copilot for AI, and I also carry out AI-assisted analysis using Copilot as well. I can create my management reports using Gamma AI. Other practicals, when we get to Power BI, I get to learn how to build my dashboards in Power BI. I use Copilot to generate compelling visuals and so on and so forth. When we get to enterprise AI, you get to learn how to tell stories from the data that you've analyzed. You get to learn how to create dashboards and generate summaries and explanations from the analysis you've carried out. When it now comes to automation of your role as an AI data analyst, you get to use traditional BI tools like Power BI, for example, and you get to learn how to use other dashboarding tools like Bricks AI, okay, Quadratic AI, Julius AI, and this is where analysis becomes efficient, something that would ordinarily take, and I'm telling you because I've worked as a traditional data analyst, I've worked as an AI data analyst. The difference is world apart. Okay, something that was data cleaning normally takes 80% of your time as a data analyst. But today, the reverse is the case. Data cleaning no longer takes time simply because AI tools are there for you to automate the data cleaning process. Okay, and that's what these tools help you do. They make you more efficient as a data analyst. You get to learn how to automate using N8N. You create triggers. If this happens, what should happen next? You create those triggers. You connect to different systems. OpenAI API, you can connect to OpenAI APIs yourself and build those type of tools and so on and so forth. All right. And at the end of it all, what do? You get to work on a capstone project. Okay. So let me take more questions. Solomon is asking, I listened to Treasure last week's masterclass and she made an offer that we can pay 100K payments. Yes, but that was last week, Solomon. So when we have offers like this, the offers expire and the prices go back to normal. So if you saw something that was a little bit cheaper the week before, that's simply because that offer is no longer in place. So what you have now, Solomon, is the option to take advantage of any of these two options. All right, which means, sorry, are you saying something, Solomon?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Okay, I think Uchi Chukwu say I'm not out of place. What I mean is that I've made a deposit of 100K with the view that before the program starts, because I came to the offer, and with the view before the program starts, I'll balance up the 100K to make it 200 so I can join the program. Hope I'm not out of place. That's what I'm asking.
Oh, no, not at all, not at all. Not at all, Solomon. We are not. Okay. So, I mean, like I mentioned earlier, when we have offers to get in or get started, those offers are there simply because we know that a lot of people want to get in, but sometimes financial constraints could be the reason why, a couple of people won't be able to get in. So we make it easier to get in and so on and so forth. But the offers are there for a reason, and they're also highly limited because we can't give offers to everyone. Okay. So this does not impact you in any way, Solomon. You're already in. You've taken advantage of that. So you're home and dry. Okay. So we have this. Hello, sir. Thank you for this session. The 40% discount on the website is for how long? It's for, let me check how many slots I have left available, and I'll give you a definitive answer to that, Temiloluwa. So I currently have, just give me 1 second. Okay, so I currently have just 4 slots are gone already. So I have 6 slots left, Temiloluwa. I have 6 slots left. All right. So what this simply means is, if you want to take advantage and be a part of the program, it's not based on time or how long. It's based on the number of slots available. So the moment the 6 slots are gone, they are gone. Okay. So if you miss out on that, it means you might have to pay more money down the line when you're ready to get started. Okay. I hope that answers your question, Temiloluwa. I have a question from Basi, but I'm not sure if you can unmute yourself, Basi. If you can unmute, please go ahead. If not, maybe you want to type into the chat. Okay, go ahead, Basi. Let's hear from you.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Basi. How are you doing today?
I'm good, and you?
Brilliant. I'm fantastic. Go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you for the session.
It's a pleasure anytime.
Just want to appreciate all the good work that Analytics is doing. Just that something's in my mouth already. I was already taking my dinner. Thank you very much for what you're doing and your colleagues. I appreciate you. And I look forward to being in class. Thank you.
Fantastic. We look forward to having you as well, Basi. Enjoy your dinner, enjoy your meal. And we can't wait to have you on the 5th of September. Okay? Good to have you on board. All right. Let me see if I have any more questions in the chat. In the meantime, while we are waiting, okay, I want you to do something. 2 things I want you to do. The first one is, I want you to follow us across all platforms, okay, on Instagram, on LinkedIn, and the rest. And I also want you to go to YouTube. I want you to go to YouTube, search for Tenalytics Business on YouTube. So type in Tenalytics Business, and it takes you to Tenalytics Business website. Okay, so you see Tenalytics Business. Click on Tenalytics Business website. It takes you to the website. So you saw the video I played on Esther. I got a job in Spain. You get to see that video right there. You get to see other professionals that have done amazing stuff. You get to see Olusegun right here. This is Chiemere Frank, the gentleman in Anambra that got a job with a UK-based company. You get to see amazing, amazing professionals, okay, that have done all the things you're trying to do. And after they've done that, they created videos for you to speak about, for them to speak about what they've achieved. And you get to learn 1 or 2 things from them, okay? People from Fair Money in Nigeria, we had something to do with them. Arik Air, we had something to do with them in terms of training their employees. Kuda Bank as well, and so many other organizations. Cowrie Asset Management, Hares Insurance, the owners of UBA and the other companies around the group. Okay, so one thing you can also do is go to videos, and you get to see other videos. Okay, so you get to see this session, for example, get seen, get shortlisted, get hired for remote roles. If I open this up, you get to see multiple sessions. Okay, that's me sometime last week, just like I'm doing today, also holding a session like this. And I promised I was going to show you something that covers the project that Alim was trying to show us. Alim had some terrible network today. Okay, so let me see. So that's Alim right there last week, showing us the project he was trying to show us today, but the different one he was trying to show us. So you can come back here and go to this timestamp, about 49 minutes, and you get to see Alim present on this particular project. So you get the full experience of what this project does and how you get to build something similar, and you get insights into some of the things you start to build as an AI automation engineer, and so on and so forth. So there are multiple videos that you get from here, and you get to learn one or two things. How do you build an app in 1 hour without coding? The website he showed you, for example, that's a website that you would build yourself. Okay, nobody builds that website for you. You get to build it yourself. You vibe code the website. And there's so many other sessions. I'm trying to look for one that is exciting, and it shows you how to build certain things. Let me see. Yeah, I think this, for example, analytics skills, I think I showed how to use Bricks AI or thereabouts. Okay, so I showed you how to use Lindy. So for those who have HR skills or HR knowledge, here I showed you how to use an app called Lindy to build a recruiter, a technical recruiter, which is an AI agent. You build it yourself and deploy that recruiter. So what the recruiter does for you is, when anybody sends a CV to the email you have advertised, rather than you reviewing that CV yourself, your AI agent would review the CV, schedule an interview if they meet the requirements, and then would send the candidates an email to book an interview, all done automatically. It's a full automated process. You can learn that within the space of less than an hour if you get to watch this video. So step by step, this is me showing how to build that agent, and so many other things you also stand to learn. In this session, for example, I broke down how to land interviews in Canada, all right? Giving you an insight into some of the things that you get during your mentorship, okay? So I want you to follow us across all platforms, and you'd learn one or two things at the end of the day, okay? So on Instagram, on LinkedIn, follow me on LinkedIn as well. If you go to LinkedIn, I'll show you what that looks like. If you go on LinkedIn, just search for Adeza Suleiman, get to follow me. I'm always excited to engage with every one of you, okay? So that's me, okay? Click, you get to see my page. Connect with me. You get to see all the posts that I make from time to time. Yeah, okay, so you scroll through, get to engage, see the amazing stuff we are doing within the space, and I'm always excited to get to engage with professionals like yourself. All right, so let me see if I have more questions in the chat, and then I'll see how many slots I have left. And if I don't have any questions, we should be wrapping up in the next 3 minutes. So Babatunde is asking, good evening, sir. If someone is not able to register for the program now due to certain reasons, is it something we can look forward to registering between November to January? Absolutely. So what we do, Babatunde, I think that's Babatunde. What we do, Babatunde, is since 2020, we've had classes run, sessions run from the beginning of the year to the end of the year. So 2020, 2021, Tenalytics will turn 6 this month in August. In the next 5 days, on the 19th of August, Tenalytics will turn 6. 6 years of impact, helping people and professionals, Nigerians and professionals, other Africans, Ghanaians, Cameroonians, Kenyans, to land jobs across multiple regions. All right. Now,